I look crazy. I'm gonna go comb my hair. I don't usually make videos to talk about things because I think it's obnoxious and I get too worried about what my hair looks like, and so then I comb it because I can see myself. Now I just look kind of weird. Anyways, hi there. I know I don't usually make this style of videos, but I am angry. I'm very mad. Why am I mad? I do statistics for a living, and I think that's a reason enough to be angry. But if that wasn't enough, I do statistics for a living, and then also bullshit articles like this show up on the internet. Why is this bullshit? Why is that a load of crap? I'll tell you why it's a load of crap, because it's misleading. It makes no sense. It makes you think that the world is ending. It makes you think that the vaccine is ineffective. It makes you think that everything we've done to get to this point didn't work. It's fear-mongering. Why is it misleading? Well, imagine we have, let's say a population of 95% white sheep, and then 5% of those sheep are black. And then we go, that's weird. 95% of the sheep in the hospital are white. Why is that, Gio? Why? That means that white sheep are more likely to get infected and to be sick. Bullshit. If there's more white sheep, there's gonna be more white sheep in the hospital. For random people, like grandmas or something, or parents, or not, I don't know, I'm not saying, now it makes it sound like I think grandmas are dumb. I don't think that. So random person in the street reads that article, what do they go? They go, if 60% of people in the hospital are vaccinated, then it's more likely for you to get sick if you're not vaccinated. You're telling me you're more likely to get sick and get COVID-19 because the majority of people in the hospital are vaccinated, so therefore it doesn't work? That, unfortunately, is so disingenuous. There's so many better ways to word this article so that you don't have to be a giga genius to understand it. The point is, the majority of the people in the hospital should be vaccinated because that's how the world works. And instead of screaming at you and telling you that, I'm gonna use my brain and try to show you why this is bullshit. So let's do some math, shall we? Let's do something kind of cool. And let's mathematically show that this is absolute shit. Thank you. Okay. What are the math? What are the stats? What are the numbers we're working with? I will put all my citations in the description below. So what percentage of the population, Gio, is vaccinated in Israel, actually? Well, we can look up a very handy webpage and it will tell us that 78% of the people in the hospital are vaccinated. Or in the hospital, 78% in Israel, God help my tongue, is vaccinated. So we're gonna write that on our handy little sheet here. And I'm gonna be writing on here just to make it nice, but I will be posting it on the screen to make it easier for you. I need to look at something when I'm working. So 78% of people are vaccinated. Okay, that's a fun fact. That's sick, man. All right, 78% of people are vaccinated. Okay, well, Gio, how many people in the hospital are vaccinated? Okay, 60%. So 60% of people in the hospital are vaccinated. Does that mean that we're more likely to get sick if we're vaccinated? Because that's what this article is telling you. That's what this article wants you to think. It wants you to think, the majority of people in the hospital are vaccinated. That means the vaccine doesn't work and it's bad. It fucking works, and goddamn does it work. Please, first thing you're gonna wanna do is look up what Bayes' rule is. What is Bayes' rule? It is a way to kind of do a little flippy floppy when you're doing probabilities, and it's very useful. I would recommend watching videos, I'll link some below, which will be much better at explaining Bayes' rule than I ever could. If you're too lazy to go look up what Bayes' rule is, I totally understand. Here it is. Bayes' rule basically says that the probability of event A given B is equal to the probability of event B given A times the probability of A over the probability of B. That's a lot of words, that's a lot of numbers, a lot of math. Don't worry about it. It's just a mathematical equation. You don't need to know why it's like that. Just know that it is. And if you want to know why, I can recommend a bunch of videos that will explain why. But we're not going to do that today. That is not the point. What I want to do today is use Bayes' rule to prove that this article is absolute shit. So let's look at some things. Let's look at some numbers. Let's do some stuff. So first of all, we're going to draw a little tree, and this is called an event tree. An event tree kind of has like different things like this, and then it has a top and a bottom, and it's very useful and it's very handy when you want to do statistics stuff. And so we're going to do a little one of those, and we're going to draw it over here. So an event tree. We have we're going to draw two lines. We're going to draw one line up and one line going down. And the one going up, we're going to write an H for hospitalization and a not H for not hospitalization. And now we're going to put the probabilities for those events. I went ahead and did the math on what the probability of being hospitalized is, given a random person hospitalized for COVID-19. Let me make sure that's true. Let me make sure that's secured, not just in general, for COVID-19. There are currently about 400 hospitalizations in all of Israel due to COVID-19, and there are 9 million people in Israel. So what you do is you divide 400 by 9 million, and then you're going to get this number, which is 0.0044. And what does that mean? That means that there is a 0.04% chance that someone picked randomly from the population is hospitalized. So it's a very small number, right? So now we're gonna have the upper branch with that, and then the bottom branch is the probability that you're not gonna be hospitalized. So it's just 1 minus that number that we just got, which happens to be 0.9956. Cool. So just some probabilities of stuff. It's just like rolling a dice or something, and I'm telling you what is the probability that you just pick some person from the population and they're hospitalized, and these are the percentages. Cool. Now we're going to look at the probabilities of one more thing. We're going to draw two more lines up there, and we're going to do two more lines down here, and then those ones are going to be for vaccinated and not vaccinated. And what are the probabilities for those? Well, Gio, we might ask, what is the probability that you're vaccinated given that you're hospitalized? That's pretty easy. We have an article that says a bunch of bullshit right here, which is telling us that. It's telling us that 0.6% of people, 60% of people in the hospital are vaccinated. So we're just gonna put a 0.6 at the top because that's a probability that if you're in the hospital or if you're picking from the hospitalized population, the amount of people that are vaccinated. And then we're gonna look at the bottom, and that's just gonna be 0.4%. 0.4, which is 40%. So 40% of the people that are in the hospital are not vaccinated, right? Logically. So now we looked at that. Now let's look at something more. So let's look at the bottom half now. 99 for not hospitalized. What is the probability that we're vaccinated given that we're not hospitalized? That's kind of just like the general population, right? So we're just gonna say 0.78. And then so what is the probability that you're not vaccinated if you live in Israel? That's 0.22. So we just have that on the bottom and that on the top. And those are the probabilities, so 78% and 22% respectively. Now we're gonna apply Bayes' rule. What do we wanna know? What are the things that we care about? We care about two things. We care about the probability that we're hospitalized given that we're vaccinated. And then we care about the probability that you're hospitalized given that you're not vaccinated. And then we're gonna run those numbers and we're gonna compare the two and we're gonna say, which number is bigger, which number is smaller, is it better to get vaccinated or not? These are just numbers. Remember that. This isn't some shit that the government is releasing or stop being a doomsdayer. Stop telling me I'm doing it on a piece of paper. It is not there's not a lot that I could do to manipulate you here. It's just a piece of paper and my damn pen. So if you think there's anything shady going on here, I believe you're sorely mistaken. So let's just run through the math and do it together, shall we? So what is the probability that you're hospitalized given that you're vaccinated? Well, The probability that you're hospitalized given that you're vaccinated is going to be Bayes' rule. We're going to apply that. And so if you just apply this function or this definition that we provided earlier for the hospitalized given that you're vaccinated, it's going to be the probability that you're vaccinated given that you're hospitalized times the probability that you're hospitalized all over the probability that you're vaccinated. So I am going to show you how we get each of those numbers. So what is the probability that you're vaccinated given that you're hospitalized? Well, that's pretty straightforward. If you have a bunch of hospitalized people, what percentage of them are going to be vaccinated? 60%. So we're going to put at the top of this thing, we're going to put 0.6, right? Easy. What is the probability of someone being hospitalized? Well, we looked at our little event tree, right? Our event tree says that it's 0.00044. So we're going to times that there. So now we have 0.6 times 0.00044, and then we're going to divide that by the probability that some person is vaccinated. I'm going to keep it simple. It's going to be just 0.78 because that's the population, that's the probability that anyone in the population is vaccinated. According to this model, the one that we're doing, if you know about statistics and you're trying to fact check me, I know this number is very, very minutely off, but I don't want to get into the math for it, and it's not worth our time. It's not worth the confusion of it. So we're just going to do 0.78 for the bottom. It should be like 0.778356, some bullshit. We already have enough bullshit numbers. We just want to keep it simple, stupid. So when we do this out and we do 0.6 times 0.0044 divided by 0.78, we get 0.03. We get 0.00033. And what that is saying that the probability that you're hospitalized given that you're vaccinated is 0.03%. Cool. So we have one number. Let's do it one more time. Let's do it again with not vaccinated. So now we want the probability that you're not vaccinated given that, we want the probability that you're hospitalized given that you're not vaccinated. And we're going to apply Bayes' rule again, and we're going to find out what this probability is. So the probability that you're not vaccinated given that you're hospitalized, we know, is just going to be 0.4. So if you have a group of hospitalized people, 40% of them are not going to be vaccinated, according to our lovely article. The probability that someone is hospitalized, again, is just the same number as before, 0.00044. And then we're going to divide that by the probability that you're not vaccinated. Again, fact checkers, the number should be slightly off, but it's fine for the sake of this argument. I'm not going to get into the details. We're just going to keep it simple, stupid. 0.22. And then we're going to do that out, and we do the math after that. And you're going to get 0.0008 or 0.08%. What does that mean? It means that the probability that if you're hospitalized, what is the probability that you're hospitalized given that you're vaccinated? That's 0.08%. We can see now that the probability that you're hospitalized given that you're vaccinated is less than half than the probability that if you're not vaccinated, that you're going to be hospitalized. Wow. Who would have guessed that if you're vaccinated, you have way less of a chance to be hospitalized? And that's why math is cool, because it shows you bullshit like this that is incorrect. Thank you guys for watching. If you're interested in more videos like this, let me know. I don't know if I would do more, but I was just very angry at this specific thing. So the probability that you're vaccinated, the probability that you're hospitalized is lower if you're vaccinated than if you're not vaccinated. So please, for the love of God, for the love of your family, for our freedom, for everything, just go get vaccinated. It's not a big deal. It's not. You think that we're gonna get tracked? You think we're gonna get tracked? It's called your cell phone, my guy, right? So, and then secondly, if you think it's because they're going to inject us to kill us, I have bad news for you. The majority of the planet has gotten vaccinated, and I as sure as hell don't want to be alive with all the idiots who didn't get vaccinated. So if I am a sheep and I did get vaccinated, and that I'm gonna die in 5 years, good, because my mom's gonna be dead, all my friends are gonna be dead, everyone I love and care about is also gonna be dead. So just get vaccinated. There's no pros to not get vaccinated. Just do it. You're not gonna go to the hospital as frequently. You're free to go to to go do things. You are not going to endanger other people's lives, and then you're not going to get tracked by the government or murdered, because that's a bunch of crap. And even if you were going to get tracked by the government, they already can. And even if you were going to die because of this vaccine, everyone's going to die anyways, because we all got vaccinated. So you want to be alive with Hillbilly Joe and his fucking pickup truck in Florida? That's the only person gonna be alive at the end of this. Is a bunch of people with tinfoil hats. So I don't want to be alive with people with tinfoil hats. And this mathematically proves that it works. So just do it. Go get vaccinated. Thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for listening. Thank you for clicking this. Give it a like. Give it a comment. And I'll talk to you again in the future. Thank you for your time. Bye.